Hello everybody, welcome to the channel, and today we've got some Madden NFL 23 franchise, a new franchise we are starting here on the channel with some football context into this football series season. Now, of course, I do realize this is not Madden 25. I do understand that. Yes, on the PC I am running, I just am not able to run 25, but I am still going to be bringing you guys Madden content this year, which will be from Madden 23. And the reason I chose 23 is because what we're going to do is, in this series, we will be importing the draft classes from the previous year. So we're going to start in 23. We're going to have the 2024 draft and the 2025 draft in this series. And then after that, um, we will have actual custom players come in. But the reason I wanted to do it from this year is because of the Commanders. And the Commanders will be the team I'm going to be running with in this series until to build them up. I definitely want to get through 2 years of this before we decide to possibly change teams, because I do want to eventually turn on coach firing and use our coach as a guy that we're going to kind of build around the league, see how he does, follow his career really. But it's still right now for this playlist alone is going to be for the Commanders. And our starting point is here. The Commanders, of course, in the 2022 season were not very good at all. They brought in Carson Wentz in the offseason, and they did draft Sam Howell that offseason. Now, of course, we do know in real life Sam Howell did get traded from the Commanders, but I think we're going to try to also do this as a Sam Howell sort of thing, see if we can become the quarterback we need him to be for the Commanders, since they did take Jalen Daniels in the 2025 draft. But let's take a look at the team. As you can see, we've already started here. Here at the tight end position, we do have Logan Thomas, John Bates. We have Cole Turner. And you're also going to see, I'm going to go through some cuts early, especially with players I just don't feel are going to make the team. So, like, one of the tight ends we're going to cut here is going to be Sammis Reyes. Reyes is a 57 overall. He's 26 years old. I just don't see him making any sort of moves on this team. The other guy's going to be Cameron Cheeseman. He is 23. I get it. But he's a 33 overall. He's never going to see the field. Especially with this upcoming draft, we're going to most likely look elsewhere. Even with Logan Thomas at 31, I just don't see Cheeseman even making the team at all after preseason. So I went ahead and cut him in week 1 of the preseason. As far as the line is pretty good. We do have some really good, we do have some decent talent, especially at left guard. With Charles, we have Chase Rulier, of course, one of our star center. We also have a young center in the back end of it with Keith Ishmael. John Toth is a guy that is just not going to see playing time. He's a 4-9 overall center. He's not going to make the team at all, even out of preseason. He's going to get cut anyway, so we're going to go ahead and make the early cut here and just not even waste our time with that. So I'm doing a lot of this now on screen because of the fact I just want you guys to know that I want to give this as much time as I can with this Commanders team. Of course, as you do know, I do also have my NBA 2K25 series with the Houston Rockets, where I do sim play, quotation play, as I have said in that series. So that series is a little bit slower, but I do like the length or the slow play of things. I do not plan on it even when the new game comes out for especially NBA 2K26 next year, which is way far in advance, way far in the future. Right now 25 just came out and we haven't even started the NBA season. But even with that being said, that series will be going on for quite some time on the channel itself until I deem that I feel like it's done. And that's how it's going to be for this Commanders team for this Madden 23 series. It's going to be drawn out. It's going to be long. I plan on, like I said, my goal is to have Kevin Brown eventually retire as a Hall of Fame coach. But for the first 2 years, we're stuck here with the Commanders. I do have coach firing off for the first 2 years. But after that second draft class of the real players, we will end up turning it back. We will turn it on and we'll just make it a coach career at that point. See where he goes, see if he still is going to stay with the Commanders the entire series. And if he does end up changing teams, what you'll end up seeing is in the playlist. At the end of that playlist, you'll see got fired or whatever. It will be kind of like the end of an era in this team, start of new team. We'll have a new playlist, and I will dictate how that's going to go, just so that you guys, stay involved and everything like that. when we do start getting the prospects coming in, I don't really have a way to have like a prospect profile. So we'll have like our own little draft episodes, go over prospects. It just won't have gameplay behind them, but I will talk about these players as much as I can, give you my own feeling on them, what I feel like their potentials are, where maybe even some comps here and there, especially when we have the real players come in and everything like that. And with future draft classes, I really want this one to not be as immersive as my NBA 2K25 series, but I do still want it to have some sense of immersion in it. Um, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy this series. Like I said, this video is more of just going over the team, what the expectations are for the series itself, and all that good stuff. We made these cuts, so we're actually going to go to the free agency block and look for other players that could actually fill these roles a little bit better. So our first one is going to be left outside linebacker. We are thin at both the left and the right outside linebacker position with the release first off, the Commanders didn't really have anyone there. So we're going to actually pick up a couple players here in the free agency pool to go ahead and bring them onto the team. And the first one is I did not want to start that 60 overall left outside linebacker in the starting lineup. So what we're gonna do, we could go out there and get KJ Wright. I just don't feel like KJ Wright would be the guy we need to build on, especially as a veteran. He's 33 years old. He does have the 79 speed, but he's not going to want to resign with us after this year. So I figured somebody like maybe a Mikael Kendricks. Of course, he is proven in the NFL. He has won a championship, but I feel like his skill set is going to be better suited for this Commanders defense, especially with the defense we are running this year for the first year. And of course, our playbooks may change, they may not, depending on what players we draft, where I see this team going, and everything like that. So Mikael Kendricks will actually be one of the first players we're going to sign as a big name to this defense. Mikael Kendricks, of course, 10-year veteran, 31 years of age. Signed him first. His backup is actually going to be Jamar Jones. He is practice squad eligible, so that's another thing. We did get a veteran. We're going to get a young guy too, in case he doesn't make it out of the preseason. I do want to have that depth there. Also, we're going to sign Jason Pierre-Paul as well off the free agency list, and we're also going to bring in David Anena, who is a rookie from Houston, from the University of Houston. He's also going to join the team as well. We're going to look at some practice squad tight ends just because of the fact we already have Logan Thomas at the top, and we're going to probably be drafting a tight end this year either way. And possibly a quarterback depending on how Carson Wentz plays. And then if Sam Howell does develop this year, we may not draft a quarterback going into the next season. But that's definitely something that we will get into going into the offseason of next year. But Hunter Bryant, we are going to sign him. He's 65 overall tight end. He's a young tight end. We can put him on the practice squad if need be. But let's go over who our coaches are. So Kevin Brown, of course. We're going to be running with the KC offense and the Houston defense, of course. Both guys that I really love and enjoy their coaching styles. Andy Reid, one of the best head coaches right now. And then Lovie Smith, a very good defensive mastermind. Really enjoy his defensive. I've always loved watching Lovie's teams, especially when he was in Chicago. But let's get into the preseason schedule we're going to face the Panthers in the first week, and then we have our two away games, the Chiefs and the Ravens, of course, tops in the AFC. We do have a more mid-team with the Panthers being our first game of the preseason, and that's what we're kind of looking at, guys. Just these are some of the training results from our first week of practice, and I'm excited, guys, to get into this series, guys. If you guys are new to the channel and want to continue to see more from me, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And next episode, in episode number 2, we will be getting into the actual gameplay of the series. We're going up against the Carolina Panthers in preseason week number 1, guys. But I will see you guys next episode. Later.